Hello Darklings! This is a video I have been asked to do many a time, which is tips for dressing goth in summer. Now the thing is, I only know how to dress goth as a girl in summer, and for those who prefer more masculine clothing, I really can't help you over much. My main suggestion is wear shorts and t-shirts. If they're band t-shirts, then you're headed in the right direction of still looking stereotypically spooky. And wear short Doc Martens as opposed to tall ones. I am a boots-only person. I hate feet. I do not own sandals or open-toed shoes. I only own boots. So in the summer months, when it gets hot, I usually wear shorter style boots. Now these are Damona Brogues, which are basically a cheap version of modern winkle pickers. I have worn the heels off on these because I wore them all of last summer, walking around a lot. But for my lady friends who have tiny feet, you can't wear these because the smallest size they carry is a men's 8, which is a women's 10. I'm lucky that I have big feet, I guess, in the respect that I wear thick socks and these are fine. I also don't really care about my feet getting too hot because it's just not something I ever really cared about. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to be wearing boots. So short boots are usually your best bet. There are people who will wear sandals, and I respect that choice. I just don't do it because I can't. I also wear my short Doc Martens, which I got at a thrift store for $9. They're like 15 years old. I was really lucky with these, but not everybody is because Docs are expensive. But they are some of the best boots you'll ever own. I'm wearing my knee-high Docs today that I had to get the zipper fixed on. Oh well. Now, when it comes to leg coverings, for the most part, I don't really like being bare-legged, especially because I have tattoos and I want to kind of keep them protected from the sun but still keep cool. So, fishnets are usually your best bet. These are some cheap thigh-high fishnets I got from Walmart and ripped a bunch of holes in. It's really hard to have these show up on a camera, okay? So, these are thigh-high fishnets. Thigh-highs in general are your best bet. So, these are cheap striped thigh highs that have a run in them, and one of the best parts of being spooky is that runs in your tights are not a problem. I have a tendency to lean more towards the punk look during the summer months. I usually try and go with thin layers, stuff that lets in breezes, but also keeps me covered from the sun. My skin instantly tans. It's just sort of like, oh, there's sun, let's start getting darker. And I'm like, no, I'm supposed to be doing that stupid vampire shit where I look, pale. But my skin is very friendly with the sun, but I know not everybody's is. So other ways of keeping yourself kind of covered, but at the same time not, are fishnet shirts. Now this one I found from a thrift store. They're not necessarily easy to find. This was a lucky find. But I'm sure there are online stores where you could get these, if not from local thrift places that have alternative folk that give up. I don't know who gave this shit up, but I'm glad to have it now. Also, a really good way of protecting yourself are big-ass hats. So I can't put this on because of my funky hairdo today, but this is made out of paper, and I got it off eBay for $5. People have asked what keyword to use. Type in Lydia hat on Google. That is your best bet, because it took me a while where I'm like, okay, I really want that giant-ass hat that Lydia Dietz has in Beetlejuice, because I'm a stereotype and 80s goth kid. Hell yeah. So, the big hat, $5 off of eBay. Because it was from China, they accidentally took too long and sent me a second one. So I have one here at school and one at home. So, these are really cheap. Like I said, they're made out of paper. Not recommended for a windy day because it will just fucking fly right off your head. So that's not super helpful, but when it is sunny outside, it is really good protection. I'm also a strong believer in sunglasses because I am blind when it's really bright out. And big ass sunglasses are kind of my friend. These are my hippie stoner glasses, admittedly, but they also go well when I'm doing the witchy fae look thing, which I still like to keep up in summer if I can. I'm also a strong believer in layers of necklaces regardless of time of year. As for fishnet sleeves like this, I go in and out of buildings that it's crazy hot outside and then way too air conditioned inside. So stuff like this is kind of good because it's a thin layer of insulation, but the second there's anything like a breeze, this can kind of be helpful. And this is super simple. You just get really cheap fishnets, cut a hole through the crotch, pull it over your head, and then and cut the feet off. And then you put them on as a shirt and then just start hacking at it with a pair of scissors, and ta-da, you have a fishnet shirt. Part of it is like over here, the hole was too big, so I held it in place with a safety pin. It's really not that complicated, and people are still confused by it. Another main staple in my wardrobe during the summer is taking band t-shirts and cutting the sleeves off. Sometimes I'll just do it right to the bottom of the armpit. Sometimes I'll do it all the way down and hold it up with safety pins along the side. I have other videos showing how to do that, or showing when I've done that in the past. I also usually cut the collars off, and sometimes it's more fun to get t-shirts that are a little bit big for you and then wear high-waisted shorts with them. That's kind of a fun thing that I've been doing lately. The weather here is pretty weird, and so it was really hot today, and it's going to be cold tomorrow, and it's weird. Anyway, so band t-shirts are usually an easy go. They don't necessarily have to be black. My wardrobe just happens to be almost entirely black. But another thing that's really fun to do in the summer, instead of ditching the leather jacket look completely, just switch to a leather vest. Now, you can get these from thrift stores, you can get them from places like Forever 21 and Hot Topic, and sometimes they're expensive, sometimes they're not. This one was like $9 from a thrift store, and then I painted the shit out of it and covered it in studs and buttons. Again, I go for a more punk look in the summer because it's a little bit easier. I also go for the punk look whenever it suits me. I kind of jump subgenres all the time, but not everybody does. So these are just all mix match ideas. So I usually go for a vest in the summer because on the one hand, if I wear skirts or if I wear certain kinds of shorts, they don't have pockets, and so I really like having pockets. Admittedly, these had like lies for pockets, and I made them into real pockets by sheer willpower and a pair of scissors and some sewing skills. So sometimes you have to do that. Modifying clothes is usually your best bet for anything, especially if you want to do your own unique deal. So I'm a strong believer in the vest during the summer months. I have showed this in other videos, and that's why I'm not giving you a good shot of it. Go and look at the DIY shit I have. So I'm a strong believer in that. Also, I am fortunate to be thin by genes and high metabolism. So crop tops. I used to hate these things, and then after getting tattooed and then deciding to stop caring and wearing high-waisted shorts that only reveal like this much skin across my midriff, I decided I just don't care. It's hot outside. Fuck it. The only problem is, and I still hate this to death, is I wear a crop top and then people think it's okay to honk at me, and all I can think is, oh, fuck off. I'm wearing this because it's hot as balls outside. I am not doing this for your attention. But, societal bullshit. Anyway, I'm a strong believer in the crop top. This is one I got from, I think, Forever 21 for like $10, which admittedly is too expensive for half of a shirt. I did get this from a thrift store for like $4 or $5, and this is just like a tank top type of deal. It's not much bigger than a bra, but I like it. I tend to like my crop tops to be kind of velveteen in texture. I do have others that are band shirts that I've just turned into crop tops, or shit that I found in thrift stores and that happen to be a crop top. Because it's half a shirt, it costs less money. Also, shorts are your friend. These I got from, I want to say Forever 21. I don't know. They are high-waisted pleather shorts. They're comfortable. These pockets aren't great, but they're pockets. You can fit a phone in there, in theory. But they're high-waisted, which is kind of nice when you're wearing an oversized, loose, breezy shirt. You can still kind of go for the specific chic punk look if you do that. I also have these, which I got from a thrift store, but they're lip service. Pinstripe pants with a bondage belt thing on it. I sewed a patch on the front because I do that with a lot of things. But these have nice pockets, and again, all the stuff that I have has been amassed over years of searching and going to thrift stores like once a week to check and see. Another thing that I got from my Emily Autumn phase was bloomers. So bloomers are super comfortable. They're basically like glorified PJ shorts. And I also like to wear short skirts sometimes, but I'm also self-conscious, so I wear bloomers or like thin fabric shorts underneath, kind of as a secondary protection. And sometimes because I have tights that are old and they stay up better, if you want to hear a secret. So those are some different ideas. Not necessarily all of these will work for you. These are some of my best bets. As for jewelry, makeup, whatever, that's totally up to you. I go full makeup all year round, so cat eyes for days, but not necessarily everybody wants to do full makeup all year round, especially if it's just going to melt off their face. In that case, just get some waterproof eyeliner. That's usually your best bet. And I usually skip the foundation in the summer if it's just going to melt. So there's that too. So I hope that this is somewhat informative and helpful. Till next time, Darklings.